Would you please stand and remove your hats for the national anthem?
You may be seated. Good afternoon, and thank you for attending the 2018 Augusta High School graduation ceremony. I'd like to introduce the board members in front of me. On my left, board president Bill Rinkenbaugh, vice president Bob McCullough, and board members Carrie Lee, Doug Berryman, and Andy Cant. Also, assistant superintendent Holly Francis. At this time, I'll turn the mic over to Don Azar.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2018 Augusta High School Commencement Ceremony. It is a great honor and privilege to be here today to recognize these outstanding students. A big thank you to the teachers, parents, families, friends, and community who have played a part in these students' lives and helping them to see the value of completing their high school education. May they continue to live on with the expectations set forth for them. At this time, I would like to recognize those students who completed the Kansas Scholars Curriculum from Augusta High. These students complete this rigorous curriculum and maintain a 3.0 or higher grade point average throughout their high school. These students wear the orange stole and are noted in the program. Would the students who completed the Kansas Scholars Curriculum please stand at this time and be recognized? Congratulations to these students. Today, we have a special recognition in our graduation ceremony. The Butler Community Early College Academy offers an opportunity for students to integrate the last 2 years of high school and the first 2 years of college. This year, we have 5 graduates that participated in the academies over the past 2 years. They are not only graduating with their high school diploma today, but they also graduated yesterday from Butler Community College with an associate's degree. Would the following students stand and be recognized? Jaden Austin, Health Science Academy. Michael Bruce, Engineering. Alex Bush, 3D Technology. You can stay standing. Brooklyn Flower, Business and Entrepreneurship. Brooke Patterson, Health Science. Congratulations to these fine students. They have made a huge commitment to their education. Congratulations. Another unique recognition today is a National Merit Scholarship finalist. This student was named a finalist out of approximately 1.6 million students who entered the 2018 National Merit Scholarship Program. He will receive a National Merit Oklahoma State University Scholarship, and he was recognized at our scholarship reception. Jacob Llewellyn, please stand and be recognized for this outstanding accomplishment. Now it is my pleasure to recognize the 2008 valedictorians. 2018 valedictorians. They can come forward. They may come forward. To earn the title of valedictorian, Augusta High students must maintain a grade point average of 4.0 throughout all 8 semesters of their high school years and complete the Kansas Scholars Curriculum. The graduating class of 2018 will recognize 12 students with the honor of valedictorian. Colton Barnett, Tessa Day, Kaylee Dudek, Josie Hand, Kayla Knoll, Jacob Llewellyn, Luke Price, Sydney Ritter, Natalie Rockers, Joshua Todd, Brittany Windler, Bridget Windsor. Congratulations again to these valedictorians. The senior choir will now perform. We will now hear from the valedictorians as they speak on behalf of their class.
Where's the, you have, yes please, thank you. Yeah. Good afternoon, friends, family, teachers, and classmates. Before we begin, I would like to say thank you to all of our mothers out there on this delightful Mother's Day. Thank you for loving and caring for all of us over our lives. And thank you to everyone else for attending this ceremony to celebrate the 155 members of the Augusta High School graduating class of 2018. Until now, this class, like all others, has been formed and molded by the people around us and our experiences. A foundation has been laid, so to speak, that is the basis of who we are and, more importantly, who we will become. Because now, as we all begin our separate journeys, we will continue to build upon that foundation, creating new and hopefully better individuals. So today, my fellow valedictorians and I will use a giant game of Jenga to help us represent the building blocks of our lives and how those blocks helped us develop into the individuals here today and how they will continue to build up refined and successful individuals in the years to come.
In building our Jenga Tower of Life, we begin with a foundation called family. These are the individuals who stayed with us during the happiest and the darkest of times. As a child, parents expressed their love for us through the smallest of sacrifices, whether it be allowing us to win a board game, tending to our war wounds against the lost battle against concrete, or patiently waiting through a valedictorian speech during graduation. However, these people who care for our own well-being don't necessarily have to be blood relatives. We all have different figures who we should remember to thank for raising us both mentally and physically. Others who should be credited include our nurturer from other friends. To possess a friend is an incredible phenomenon because unlike family, they choose to be with us. True companions make us laugh hard enough to pee our pants, stay beside us even when we're hangry, and comfort us with those magical words of, "I haven't started either." During rough waters with acquaintances, we learn our lessons together and discover more about ourselves. Thanks to both friends and family, we have grown into our own personalities, which we will build our future lives upon.
While we have our friends and family to thank for our achievements, we also need to thank what has become like a second family to us, our teachers and mentors. For 14 years or more, we've spent over half our days at school learning math and English in order to prepare us for the work field. Little did we know that we would learn so much more. They taught us how to laugh until our sides hurt and tears fell from our eyes. Bursting into Algebra 2, classing Sokotoa, learning about 60 Cavs, George Washington, and even wearing a creepy black veil are just a few times that made me smile. They also taught us it's okay to be frustrated or cry. When we do, sometimes we get a warm hug or sympathetic, "It'll be okay, kid," or even a joke that turns tears of sadness to happiness. Teachers can sometimes become our mentors in a way. Others find mentors in their coaches. I could stand up here and name all the teachers and mentors I've had, but we only have 15 minutes. Lastly, though, while teachers and mentors are meant to teach us and guide us through life, they become something even more meaningful: friends. I know that when the ceremony is over, I will see fellow classmates walk up to teachers and coaches, myself included, to say tearful goodbyes because they do things that friends do. They make us laugh at stupid math and science puns. They offer ensuring smiles when we walk onto the field, and they give us a hand when we're stuck in school or life. Teachers and coaches, I hope you know that you'll have a place in many of our hearts as you become one of the building blocks in our lives.
We as a class have overcome many challenges to get us where we are today. With sports, it's trying to get the starting position on the team. Also with sports, we're preparing against other teams with weights, film, and practices rep after rep. In the band, we're trying to be the section leader with trumpets, flutes, clarinets. We're also in competition time, earning the best score and nailing every single note every single time. Also in the classroom, we have our assignments, balancing our studying schedules between homework and Fortnite. And then we've also gone through a challenge of losing some classmates. I'd like to remember Corbin Collier, Sierra Brooks, and Gina Brown. If not for these challenges, then we would not have built up the confidence that we have now to take on the bright futures ahead of us.
As we've all had our ups and downs together, one of us literally down 3 flights of stairs, the things we will remember the most are all the times of laughter and fun. The fun nights and field days of elementary school, walking to Relay for Life in the rain every single year, and never being more excited than the days of classroom parties in elementary school. After the extremely fun years of playing on the playground and building the foundation of our education, it was time to move into middle school. Going to the school a day early to decorate our lockers with pictures of all our best friends and plastic chandeliers. There were countless amounts of pipe cleaner bows, duct tape wallets, and white eyeliner. And your middle school relationship wasn't real unless you wore your boyfriend's spite necklace. Being too cool for school hit us hard in 8th grade when we walked into freshman year and we realized we all had 4 years left in this town. Now, that seems like just yesterday, and today we're sitting on the football field, moments away from getting our diplomas. Nobody will ever forget the memorable trips to state competitions, whether it be baseball, softball, forensics, robotics, basketball, or all of the music concerts and plays. Whether they are good memories or bad, these are memories that will stay with us forever. But out of all these memories since we were starting kindergarten at 5 years old, this is one day we'll never forget. Now we place the block full of those memories onto the tower, not to forget about them, but to build new memories onto them.
Now that we've spent the last 13 years building our education, building relationships with mentors and teachers, and building memories with one another, it is time to move on. It is time to move on and not forget what we have learned here, but rather build on to what we have. It seems like just yesterday we were freshmen circling the hallway before school, and now we are being forced into the real world. Starting today, we will begin the transition from going to school with the same people for 13 years to living in a completely different city or state. Some things will be more difficult to leave behind than others. Leaving my parents and siblings behind will be a struggle, but I'm not sure how I'll survive without listening to Mr. Hess switch topics from politics to dogs in a matter of seconds every single class. Although some aspects of the transition may be uncomfortable, the characteristics that we have developed throughout the years will help us persevere. We can use our education that we've learned in high school to carry on through college, technical schools, or even begin our careers. We can use the relationships that we built with teachers and friends in order to build new relationships with future friends or even future bosses or professors. We can reflect on the memories we've experienced in high school, but we can do that while simultaneously making new memories in the future.
After we graduate today, we are all headed on our separate paths. Many of us will attend school, others will dive into the workforce, and some of us will join the military. Although today we stand together as a class of 2018, tomorrow we will each embark on our individual journeys toward our future dreams and aspirations. Each of us has chosen the path that we desire to travel, knowing the significance of our decisions. Despite what our future occupations are or where they will take us, we will each have a limited amount of time to create an impact on the world around us. As time is not limitless, it is important to do what makes you happy in life, no matter where that may lead you. By utilizing our passion and our perseverance to succeed, I am confident that the additional career blocks we will build will enable us to create a life that will positively affect others and that we are proud of. As our independent pathways spread us out across the globe, we will always share similar foundation of building blocks, and we will continue to make new additions throughout our lives.
After today, the manner in which we have built lasting friendships and strong relationships with the people around us will be our guide as we venture into life beyond the doors of Augusta High School. The importance of meeting new people, making new friends, and forming positive relationships is vital to our growth towards the next stage of our lives. Meeting new people will open a world of opportunities as we explore new ideas from people with different perspectives on life. When you interact with someone that sees things completely differently, you'll be surprised by what exists that you may have never thought possible. And after you meet new people, you'll begin to make new friends. Just like old friends, new friends will build a sense of purpose and belonging in a world that many of us may struggle to build upon without proper companionships. Also, remember the value of quality over quantity. It's often better to have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Finally, always place yourselves in positive relationships. During your highest of highs and your lowest of lows, you'll find these relationships building you up instead of knocking you down. Now, before I place my block, I leave you with this. Prepare to meet people who you'll forget, and prepare to meet people that may forget you. But then, prepare to meet people who you'll never forget, and those will be your friends.
Life is a choice. Every day we make choices, who we want to be our friends, who we talk to, and what we do. Our lives are defined and reflected by these choices we make. That's the beauty of it. If we want a different outcome or to change the path we're on, all we have to do is make a new and different choice. Just like in a game of Jenga, we must strategize and choose what block to remove. We may end up making the tower more unstable, but then in our next turn we know what not to do, therefore leading us to make a better and more rewarding choice. The choices we make today affect our future opportunities, our future relationships, and our future lifestyle. It's important that we make choices based on hope, not fear. We cannot go through life without taking risks or not choosing the road less traveled because we are scared of the unknown or our friends tell us not to. We must make choices for ourselves, not others. Take past experiences and mistakes and let that guide your decisions. This is your life and your future, so make choices that will get you where you want to be.
Attitude is an outlook on life that affects not only us, but all those around us. However, in an age of likes, selfies, and roasts, confidence can feel like a game of Jenga. During the game, players take turns removing blocks one by one, using them to build the tower to its highest peak. As we face problems that seem to tear us down, we must have confidence in ourselves and our support system so that those problems will be used to build ourselves to our highest peak. So as we go out into the world, making decisions on who we surround ourselves with or what dreams to pursue, our attitude will be a large building block to our success, because believing in ourselves is half of the process. Attitude is an approach on how we perceive the world. So, in our choices of attitudes, it's important we pick a good one. If we are so worried the tower is going to fall, then we'll miss the opportunities to build it up. We must look forward to a future in which we achieve great things, live life purposefully, and follow our dreams.
What do you want to be remembered for? Beginning today, many of you will leave many pieces of yourself behind in this town, and many pieces you will carry on to your next destination. In this way, legacy is a very tangible aspect of life. We have the freedom to choose when and where we leave an impression and what we leave. For many of you, you will leave behind your sweat, blood, and tears on this football field, the basketball court, the wrestling mat, and many other arenas. Others will leave behind the echo of a band or choir song or close the curtain after a final bow on stage. I wish I could recognize every activity provided to us during our high school careers and the countless people who have been greatly successful within them, but we've been limited to 15 minutes. Our legacy, however, is not contained to just extracurricular activities. It is also who we choose to befriend, to encourage, to share our lives with, and make a part of our family. Whatever you have chosen to do here, no matter how small, know that it left a mark. It matters. But at the end of the day, as I said before, you get to choose what you leave behind. Some of you will want to leave more, some of you less, and some may want to leave nothing at all, and that's okay too. So with that, I ask you my earlier question in a different way. With the beginning of each new chapter of your life, what do you want to leave behind?
Can I get the class of 1974 to stand up and give a shout and a wave? 1974. Anybody? There we go. Your class is responsible for many of the greatest milestones in human history, including the global eradication of smallpox, the launch of spacecraft beyond the reaches of our solar system, and the creation of the largest and fastest information storage and distribution system the world has ever seen. As I speak today, most of your class is at the average age to begin retirement. And as you write the final chapters of your careers, I would like to express, on the class of 2018, our sincere gratitude for building the future we have today. As the class of 2018, it is our privilege to continue and further the work of our predecessors. Just like how the class in 1974 worked tirelessly to build their 2018, we have the opportunity to build our future, our 2062, if you will. We dream about a world free from the scourges of dementia, cancer, diabetes, and heart disease, where mental illness is no more a struggle than high blood pressure, where our mailing addresses end not with a country but a planet, where we demolish prisons for lack of crime, where there are more jobs than people, and most of all, a world filled to the brim with kind, humble, respectful, hardworking, morally bound human beings excited for the prospect of the future. Today, we break ground on a 44-year construction project, our opportunity to make our dreams a reality. However, in the next 2 minutes, our tower will fall. Without the adhesive to join the blocks, the tower crumbles at the most opportune time. Elements without adhesive are worthless. Indeed, when we build without drive or direction, care more about how our actions look than what they are and what they do, seek agreement for agreement's sake, and disregard those who break the mold, our endeavors are doomed to the same fate. However, when we put in heavy commitments of time and effort, care more about leaving the world a better place than our place in it, make our endeavors within ethical and moral bounds, become bold but proper in our actions, are willing to challenge tradition, and work with and not around each other, we form a glue that holds our future together. As the tower falls, ponder this. How will we build a world the class of 2062 will be proud of?
Nice work, valedictorians. I would like to invite Mr. Bill Rinkenbaugh, USD 402, Board of Education President, to address the seniors.
Thanks, Donna. On behalf of the Board of Education, it's my pleasure to be at this commencement exercise. We were kind of hoping the valedictorians would have left the wood blocks at the front of the stage so that you wouldn't accidentally or intentionally throw them at the Board of Education when you usually throw your hats. The Kansas Department of Education has a vision known as Kansans Can. In regards to student success, KSDE defines it in this manner. A successful Kansas high school graduate has the academic preparation, cognitive preparation, technical skills, employability skills, and civic engagement to be successful in post-secondary education, in the attainment of industry-recognized certification, or in the workforce without the need for remediation. I've been fortunate enough to watch this group of young people grow from the time they entered USD 402 in kindergarten. Having a son, a granddaughter, and a grandniece all in this class has provided me with a special place to watch you all develop. Academically, you're the best. For my knowledge, or to my knowledge, the National Merit Finalist that we've recognized is the first one in the history of the school district. So congratulations to Jacob. We also recognize 5 students that had already graduated yesterday from Butler Community College. I was proud enough to announce their names yesterday. I think their special award is that they've sat through 2 commencement addresses in 2 days. I also remember when you all were 3rd graders and a group of young boys decided to go out for football. The group stayed together, worked hard every year, and in your 3rd season, just as 5th graders, you went through an undefeated season. There were also a set of girls in the 3rd grade that started cheering for the boys. Many of you young ladies are still cheering on the Orioles and probably always will. When you were in middle school, there was one special cheer that was my favorite. And West Toll, I know you're in here somewhere. And it wouldn't be right if we're in this stadium without me asking you, what time is it? Many of you finished your last football season this past fall with a togetherness that is stronger than most teams ever achieve. For that, congratulations. When you turned 12, I was fortunate enough to be asked to coach some of you in softball. The little Orioles were a great bunch of young ladies. You were great girls, but I remember thinking you couldn't catch a cold, you couldn't throw it in the lake if you were standing in a boat, and I'd seen better swings on a porch. But you were a great group of girls. During the season and even in the winter, you practiced indoors and outdoors. You did a few push-ups when you missed a catch during warm-ups. You adopted a philosophy to try to improve each and every game. You got good enough to end the season tied for 7th at the USSSA World Series in Kansas City. While not all of you have kept up with softball, some did this year, and our Lady Orioles won the AVCTL Division III League with a record of 19-1. That is some success. Now, I've had nothing to do with that success, but I'm happy to say I knew you win. You've had your own set of challenges and adversity. You've had to deal with significant losses that young people should never have to experience. On October 5th, 2013, your world was rocked with the loss of one of your closest friends. Although he'd moved to Goddard, Corbin Collier had remained close to many of you until his life was cut short in that traffic accident. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only loss. Just a short 2 years later, on November 30th, 2015, we lost Roger Robin when he collapsed after his morning run. How fitting is it that we're on the field where Corbin excelled while he was in Augusta, and Roger spent his time teaching young men life's lessons. The bonds that were formed during those times of loss are the same bonds that hold you together as a special class. Not all of the experiences I have shared with you have been tied to athletics. Theater and music became part of my life when Tim Lehner and Rachel Simmons identified a passion with my son Sam, in addition to his ability to fly down those middle school stairs. Watching concerts with both the jazz band and vocal music always had me leaving the auditorium in amazement at the talent level of all of the groups. I understand that mentioning individuals by name is dangerous because you always leave someone out. But Aaron Watkins with his trumpet, Noah Meineke with the clarinet, the Songbirds, and the Troublemakers always give us great shows. Some of your parents walked out of the Bandorama concert on Thursday night with emotional tears after hearing Fidgets one more time. As for the theater, I'm always going to be afraid of Josie Hand after watching her performance in The Bad Seed. That still makes me shiver. There's one other group that needs to be recognized, and that's your parents. Whether it was 4 dads that walked the sidelines during your Little League football games, your parents in the stands cheering you on, or starting standing ovations after concerts and plays, it's quite evident that you have a great deal of support from them. At pictures before the senior prom just a few weeks ago, your mothers organized a picture of themselves on the bridge. For a moment, I thought they were getting ready to go to the prom. I think they would have if they would have let them in. On this Mother's Day, I can't imagine that you could provide them with a better gift than this graduation. And I'm wondering, could we have all of the mothers of these graduates please stand and be recognized at this time? You've all done quite well. The bottom line for me in addressing you is this. When I think of this class, the Kansas Can initiative, I think you have. You have the academic skills, you have the cognitive recognition, you understand the importance of community because you are a community. You understand that you will encounter adversity. You have the skills necessary to be successful because you have met every challenge. It's been my pleasure and my honor to watch you grow, to watch you discover your passion, and to pursue that passion at all costs. The results may not always be what you expect, but I am confident that you have the skills necessary to be successful. Last week, I was interviewing a candidate for a position at Butler. She was from out of state, and I asked her why she wanted to come to Kansas. She said, well, there's no place like home. Well, she's right. There is no place like home. There's no place like Augusta, and there's no place like Augusta High School. And that is because of you. Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey. I wish each one of you the best in the future. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Rinkenbaugh. To the class of 2018, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of Augusta High School, I want to congratulate you on this fine accomplishment today. This was not an easy task. There were many tears shed, heartaches, frustrations, senior project nightmares, long conversations with teachers, and many other methods of getting this challenging mission accomplished. Many students in this class, as we have mentioned, have completed the Kansas Honors Curriculum. There's numerous members of the National Honor Society, and a lot of scholarships have been offered to these students. The students in this class have a variety of talents and skills. They have an assortment of personalities, but most of all, they have had the perseverance to get the job done and are graduating from high school today, the first step in many as they leave. Now the celebrations can begin. Best of luck to you on the many opportunities that are awaiting you. That might be college, military, employment. I'm confident you will do well, and opportunities are endless for you. Parents, family, community, and friends, thank you for joining us in this wonderful ceremony today. USD 402 Administration and Board of Education. These students of the class of 2018 have met or exceeded the requirements for graduation set forth by the Kansas State Department of Education and Unified School District 402. I recommend they be granted their Augusta High School diploma. At this time, I will present to you the class of 2018.
Grace Catherine Allen. Nathan James Anderson. Isabella Teresa Eileen Erdondo. Jaden Lakin Austin. Victoria Ann Bailey. Quentin Charles Barkus. Colton Richard Barnett. Trace Aaron Blakesley. Jordan Stephen Bodick. Taylor Ann Boucher. Easton Ray Brown. Lexus Kaylor Browning. Michael Andrew Bruce. Carly Nicole Bulliard. Alex Tristan Bush. Brianna Renee Bushell. Brittany Michelle Carnes. Tyler James Call. Ashley Davina Carter. Sydney Taylor Carter. Samuel Alexander Chesick. Jonathan Robert Clausing. Devin Joshua Klein. Caitlin Michelle Cody. Michaela Dawn Coppinger. Kristen Denise Crawford. Jordan Marie Curry. Tessa Lauren Dye. Kendall George William Davis. Reagan Nicole Davis. Sydney Uriah Deason. Kaylee Danielle Dudek. Elizabeth Joy Duncan. David McCoy Edgman II. Cole Walker Edwards. Charlotte Noel Herman. Cameron Shane Eldinghoff. Caden Lee Elliott. Faith Renee Ellison. Samuel Kenneth Emons. James Colby Ewerts. Brandon Ray Fehrenbacher. Adam Joseph Burns. Brooklyn Nicole Flower. Matthew Clark Furr. Jada Beth Garrison. Haven Michael George. John Lawrence George. Janelle Lauren Goldenstein. Brendan Jacob Griffin. Marcus S. Hahn. Amanda Grace Hall. Emily Danielle Hall. Josie Rose Hand. Juliana Marie Harold. Gage Connor Hensley. Haley Jacqueline Hefkin. Teresa Leanne Hoyt. Coben Michael Honey. Evan Christopher Hauser. Desmond Allen Jansen. Noah Jacob Allen Johnson. Trevor Dakota Johnson. Tyler James Johnson. Bailey K. Jones. Alexander Monroe Keeker. Catherine Elizabeth Klein. Katerlyn Nicole Knipp. Kayla Ann Knoll. Chance Stephen Cortee. Victor Alexander Von Kramer. Caitlin Sue Lassiter. Avery Thomas Latimer. Ashley Elaine Levens. Jacob Lynn Llewellyn. Gabriel O'Brien Loggins. Taylor Renee Lord. Ty Warren Luna. Madeline Grace Lynch. Logan Elise Malm. Madison Marie Ariana Mansfield. Ricky Dane Markham. Mitchell John McAllister. Kylie Rose McDaniel. Paige Dean McDaniel. Caleb Andrew McElroy. Kyler Austin McFeeters. Seth Dalton McGuire. Riley Alyssa McClellan. Noah Danielle Meineke. Miranda Nicole Melton. Paige Taylor Mullinger. Kara Hope Nichols. Scott Paul Nickel. Martin James Nesson. Faith Aaron Faith Oliver. Alexandria Elise Parton. Brooke Danielle Patterson. Katie Lynn Payne. Luke Paul Price. Jared Richard Pytel. Madeline Carly Ratcliffe. Noel Taylor Rhodes. Abraham Lee Ritter. Sydney Marie Ritter. Samuel Ryan Rinkenbaugh. Darian Michelle Roberts. Emma Jean Roberts. Payne Allen Roby. Natalie Claire Rockers. Zachary Paul Roeder. Brian Gregory Rogers. Bailey Danielle Rayanne Roper. Alex Mackenzie Rosenbaum. Riley Elizabeth Rowland. Madison Claire Sanders. Scott Daniel Shield. Toby Lynn Schmidt. Samantha Diane Shipman. Keaton Boyd Sims. Savannah Marie Smith. Tyler Wayne Smith. Teresa Ray Steinkamp. Skylar Evan Stevens. Dylan Hale Stevenson. Callista D. Stewart. Kelly Renee Stewart. Sophia Peyton Steuben. Sarah Catherine Sullivan. Carter Johnston Swain. Jacob Scott Swink. Charlotte Eileen Sykes. Seth Kai Thompson. Joshua Graham Todd. Grady James Toll. Jillian Aranza Torres. Christopher Ryan Ulrich. Abigail Mackenzie Underwood. Garrett Keith Van Arsdale. Haley Elizabeth Walker. Aaron Patrick Watkins. Danielle Nicole Watkins. Brittany Brianna Windler. Clay Austin Westbrooks. Gabrielle Vinay Wheatley. Madison Nicole Wheeler. Chance Leon Whitehead. Owen Christopher Wilhite. Evan Rose Wilson. Bridget Alexandria Windsor. Victoria Jean Wolf. Cameron Gage Woodard. Elizabeth Ann Woolery. Morgan Ray Yeager.
Would the students of the class of 2018 please stand? As a class, you have completed your high school education, are now graduated. You may move your tassels. Would you all please stand and join in the singing of the Alma Mater? Congratulations to the graduated class of 2018.